confidence. Now, I used to be someone who was very insecure. I used to care what everyone thought of me. I used to wear a hood. I used to wear, like a mask, and I wouldn't really talk very much. I wouldn't raise my hand in class, or I wouldn't start conversation with people. I definitely wouldn't be like making YouTube. I was super shy. If you thought of me, you'd think, quiet, introverted, shy, and in my own brain, I was very insecure. I was very insecure about myself. I was very shy, and I did not feel good in social situations. I would like get my heartbeat would like start like beating really fast if I had to talk to someone, or like, if I had to interact socially. It was not good. And I was not like a naturally introverted kid. Like as a kid, I was, pretty confident. I would talk to most people. I was very like extroverted and stuff like that. But over the pandemic and stuff like that, I stayed inside a lot, and then I lost my skill of confidence and my skill of social interaction. So I became sort of this recluse person. And I think this is something that is super important to improve in your life, because a lot of times if you spend a lot of time on the internet and you don't have a lot of like social interaction, then you sort of become this sort of like shell of a person without the ability to make friends and get girls and all that stuff, just because you're so not used to it and you're so unconfident. So how do you increase your confidence? How do you get to the point where I am now, which is, I can talk to, if I see a girl who I think is cute, I can just go over there, talk to her, start a conversation, get her number if I like the vibe, or I can talk to anyone. I can make friends with anyone who's like receptive to my energy. I can talk on YouTube and speak and articulate myself. The way you do this is incremental steps in the right direction. So for me to tell my past self, 2 years ago, my hood on and my mask on, to just be confident and then, just go from that to where I am now, it wouldn't happen. It would be way too much of a jump. It would be impossible, basically. So the way you do this is by doing a little thing, something that's like just a little bit outside your comfort zone, and your comfort zone will get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So for me, let's say I had trouble looking at people in the eye. It might be like that for you. If you have trouble, you're walking down the street next to someone and you start like, you want to like look down, look at your phone, try not to make eye contact. Instead, you could just make eye contact with the person. And then, if you feel comfortable with that, you can smile and then nod or say hello or what's up. It's pretty simple. That would be like a small step in the right direction. Another thing that helped me a lot is talking more in general. Just a good mindset to have is just chat shit. I heard this from a YouTuber, but just chat shit. Just say random shit, basically, which has helped me. So the main thing to keep in mind is that people don't really care very much about what you're saying. Like, no one's gonna think, oh, this guy didn't say the most intelligent thing at this point in that conversation we had this morning. Like, no one's really gonna care. When they're going to sleep at night, they're not gonna be thinking, oh, Etienne said something dumb like at 12 p.m. Like, it doesn't matter, no one cares. So you can kind of just say whatever you want, and it helps you to like take the stress away from it a little bit, just because you realize that no one's really paying attention to you. The more you start speaking and the more you just say words out of your mouth, the more you're comfortable with it, and the more you're able to get into this place where you can just speak freely, start conversations, joke with people, have a good time, and just not take yourself so seriously, because it's really not that big of a deal at the end of the day. So yeah, the next thing with confidence is, it's sort of like people perceive you the way you perceive yourself, for the most part. So if you're perceiving yourself as someone who's introverted, who's shy, who's unconfident, then people are going to perceive you like that, because that's the way you're portraying yourself. Whereas if you perceive yourself as confident, you sit up straight, you have like a smile on your face, you perceive yourself as a confident, positive individual, then people perceive you as that. Like attracts like, and it's like the law of vibration, basically. However you're vibrating is what you're going to get back. So we can leverage this in the right direction, which is, you can start to believe that you're confident, and you can start to do the things that someone who is confident would do, if that makes sense. The way to change this is, there's two things. There's action and belief, basically. Some people, it doesn't really matter, actually. Basically, you need to improve your belief about yourself, so stop thinking of yourself as an introvert and start to think of yourself as a confident person. And action meaning doing things that a confident person would do. So starting conversations, smiling, having good posture, being articulate, and just speaking more, using your words more. And then belief, so changing your mindset from someone who's introverted to someone who's confident, who's extroverted, who's able to start a conversation with anyone, who likes social interaction, who's good at it, and who can start a conversation with anyone. Like I said, it's the mindset shift and the action at the same time that really fixes it. Because if you go if you're doing the actions and you're talking to people, but then you still believe you're introverted, you still believe that you can't talk to people very well, or you believe that you're gonna stutter or something like that, then you're not really gonna get very much progress mentally, because you're still trapping yourself in that box of your belief. But if you believe, you start trying to convince yourself that you're confident, but you haven't done anything that a confident person would do, it's gonna be very hard to convince yourself of that. Your self-doubt will sort of overcome any attempts to change your mindset. So it has to be, if this is your mindset and this is your actions, it has to be that kind of thing. You can't just do that or that, because it just doesn't really work very well. So yeah. The next thing I want to talk about is building yourself up, building you, because it's very easy to be more confident when you're actually genuinely happy with yourself and happy with the way you look, the way you feel. So it basically comes down to your own improvement at the end of the day. The things that help most with confidence, if you want to just take a couple things that are very clear from this, is lifting, putting on muscle. The bigger you are, the more people respect you, the more confident you are in general. Number 2, posture. This one, people don't talk about this very much, but this is super, super important. If you're constantly hunched over, if you don't have your chest out and your shoulders back when you're speaking, and when you're, I guess I'm kind of hunching over a little bit, but I have my back straight, so it's fine. But if you're hunched over and constantly, in this position of weakness, then that's how your mental state's gonna be, because it's very connected, your mind and your body. So you have to sit up straight, roll your shoulders back, put your chest out a bit. You don't have to be standing like a fucking robot or some shit, but it's just try to have better posture than you normally would. Keep your head back, things like that. There's some exercises. I think my second video was on posture. If you need exercises for that, that's definitely helpful. But yeah, get that in check. That definitely helps a lot. Muscle and posture. That will help pay dividends for how people perceive you and how you perceive yourself in terms of confidence. The next thing is improving how you look. So it's basically in terms of outside of the gym. So meaning mewing, skincare, understanding how to do your hair properly so you don't have bed head or something like that. It's definitely different for a lot of people. For me, I have curly hair, so it's gonna be different if you have straight hair or if you have a different curl pattern or anything like that. But it's just putting some effort into understanding how your hair is and what skincare things would work for you and things like that. Those are the main things. So yeah, if you have any further questions, I have one-on-one coaching down below. I can take you from where I was all the way to here where I am now and teach you, my mindset, all the mistakes I had for your specific situation. It's super helpful, and it's definitely useful to invest in knowledge because you can make the money back like that. So yeah, appreciate it. Have a good one, and yeah, peace.